Today, we talk about... All right, welcome, Matt.
Thanks for having
me. So this would be technically episode 5, I believe. Yeah. So I started this by myself back in October.
Nice.
And then I just did a couple episodes. I was just busy with moving, setting everything up. Then I started doing comedy. That started consuming shit. And then I travel constantly, so I'm like never here to do this.
Right.
And then I got back, I filmed a couple episodes, and then I finally got a friend of mine to jump on, which, are you going to People's Mic?
Yeah, I'll stop by.
Okay, yeah, so you'll meet my buddy Zach if you haven't already. So I just recently got him to start doing comedy, so he was my first guest. And then last night, him and a bunch of my buddies came over, and we all just like crowded this table. So you are technically guest number 8,
okay, something
like that.
I'll allow it. That's okay.
But why don't you give us a quick intro of your background? Matt's a comedian who I met along the circuit, I guess you could say. But what's your 30-second spiel of your comedy background?
Always been a jokester, voted class clown in high school. That's where I like to go back that far. It's very important to remember when you peaked. And went to school, I'm from Jersey, went to college in Chicago, started doing comedy out there, light, mild. And then when I moved back to the city, or moved back to Jersey, grew up just outside the city, really fucking put the pedal to the floor. I've been doing mics in the city for about 3, maybe 4 years now.
Okay.
And yeah, I think 4 years in the city, and
when did you
just really hitting it hard. I think 2010.
2010, okay.
But that was like back in Chicago, I was kind of just like, easing into it, definitely not grinding.
Gotcha, okay. And then, is that what you're doing full time now?
I also do, I work on like some TV stuff, commercials, doing like production work on a freelance capacity.
Dope. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's fun.
And did you find all that through this comedy world?
No. I studied film and media and stuff like that in college, and then I lucked into a job. I knew someone that was hiring.
Gotcha.
And I worked at this spot for, I don't want to name any names, but I worked at this spot like doing video work for them for about 1.5 years, 2 years.
Okay.
And then it came to an unceremonious end, and someone I knew somebody at SNL, and that's like my main thing for the last 2 years. I work on the production staff there for
that's dope.
Pre-shoot stuff. Yeah, right over there, right in Rockefeller Center. It's the starting ground, and yeah, that's cool too. But it's it's not like super steady. It's only like once a week, twice a week.
So I feel like that helps at all with your comedy influence, inspiration, blah blah blah.
I guess it keeps me. I don't know if it influences me, but it definitely keeps me wanting to work because I see like the possibilities of comedy in the city.
Got it.
That's one cool thing about New York and comedy is that like results are kind of tangible because someone might be like blowing up.
Right.
Like there are people that you see around the scene that like you feel like in the next year or two is going to be a household name.
Right.
So it's very cool to see that it's possible.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's very important because I'm the same way. Like if I see something being done, I'm like, all right, I guess
it can be done. Yeah, totally.
So that's been pretty fun to see myself. But yeah, I would say you're definitely one of my more favorite.
Thank you.
I was gonna say open micer, but
yeah, no, open micer is cool. Amateur comedian.
Shows, right?
Yeah. I run a show. Bar shows, stuff like that.
Okay. So how many non-open mic type shows are you doing a week, for example?
It varies. Last week I was lucky enough to get booked on 3 shows that happened to be going on that week. But I'll probably. I'm booked on something this Saturday, but it's usually a little bit further apart. It's not.
Well, on average, what would you say? Like you're doing one?
Maybe like one a week.
Okay.
But that would be.
It's more than me.
It's truly more than me as well. Probably like 1 or 2 a month.
Okay.
I put myself up on this show. I run once a month.
Gotcha.
Next one, Tuesday, April 9th.
So when you say you're running a show, because again, I'm fairly new to this, so I'm like learning as I go. So running a show, so like you put this together, you went to a place and were like, hey, I'd like to start a comedy show here. Or
Yeah,
like,
so,
how does it?
well, me and one of my buddies, been doing comedy in the city for a little while. He had a family member that was opening a bar actually in Bushwick.
Gotcha.
This was happening. And unfortunately, the spot was a little bit ahead of its time in Bushwick, whereas now it's kind of booming. When it first moved in, the clientele wasn't really there yet,
right.
you know? So they went under, but the show, we did it about 3 or 4 times there, and then there was good turnout, good response, so we were like, we gotta keep this going. We found another spot in Brooklyn, and then another spot in Brooklyn, and now finally we've moved into Manhattan. We hit up a bar down in the Lower East Side.
It's just a straight up bar show, like.
It's a straight up bar show, yeah. It's in the basement of this bar, Lorelei on Rivington, and really dope space. We just kind of reached out to them like, hey, we have this good thing, we think we could be good for business, and we think you'd be good for our show. You know, the space could be.
So you're bringing your show, which is branded as whatever name. Do you want to plug it?
It's called Lost Dog Comedy, but, you know, doesn't
Lost
really.
Jug?
Lost Dog, like
Lost Dog.
ARF.
Got it.
Bark.
Okay, so Lost Dog Comedy. So you're presenting these bars like, hey, we've got this Lost Dog Comedy show.
Yeah.
And we'd like to have it here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in Brooklyn, we knew we had like connects, I guess, of sort.
Gotcha.
Like, we rented out a friend of ours' family grocery.
Okay. Nice.
Which was, you know, it's funky, it's cool, it's unique, it's a little unique. The
Yeah,
space.
laundromat shows.
Yeah, laundromat shows, exactly. Grocery shows are the future. But you know, no liquor license, no real setup. So it was a lot of work. And then, are you familiar with Kinfolk in Williamsburg? It's like it's kind of like, I don't want to say because I don't know. It's kind of like Kith, maybe, like the Kith store. It's like a cafe / bar that also has like a very streetwear clothing store tied to it.
Gotcha.
A buddy of ours works there and was like, hey, it'd be great to do the show there. So we did it there maybe 5 or 6 times. It was a great run, but then like Manhattan became kind of like available, and it was like, I know more people would be down to come to a show in Manhattan. A lot of people. Again, I grew up right outside the city, so a lot of people that we knew growing up are now living in the city, and they're very not supportive, but down to come check something out.
Gotcha.
You know, people are chit-chatting. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah.
I can't relate.
Well, yeah. Drawing in people is one of the real difficult things, so that's something we've been kind of good at. Because, you know, you go to a bar show, you're expecting like 10, 11 people maybe in the audience. You know, if you're tempered. Obviously, some bar shows fill out the place and kill it and are even better than ours, but like, we've had a lot of response from comedians being like, damn, this is like a lot better than I thought it would be. And it's you know, it's a cool thing.
You're doing this what, like once a month?
It's a monthly right now.
Okay.
Honestly, we don't know enough comedians nor have enough time to like run a weekly. It's a lot of work, man.
Gotcha. What's the kind of work that someone that's not in the scene wouldn't expect to be involved? Like what kind of work is like, oh man, I had no idea it would be so hard to do X.
I mean, getting people is really drawing a crowd. A consistent crowd is tough, and you know,
just constant badgering, like hey.
Gotta hit up a lot of people. You know, there's a lot of barking at a lot of the shows. We put up flyers around the area. There's a hotel nearby. We try to advertise with the hotel. Social media, a lot of social media is like, you know, you hope for the best. What's cool about it though, you know, you get like 20, 25 people, the room's pretty damn full, so it's like not that difficult.
Do you guys have like your own Instagram page?
Yeah, we have on Instagram at Lost Dog Comedy. We need followers. No, I appreciate it. I'm not great at marketing myself.
Although, you know, I mean, I'm not either, so I'm slowly working on it myself. But weirdly enough, I haven't noticed a lot of transition from YouTube followings to Instagram for some reason.
Oh, okay.
I've definitely noticed it more now, but I think it's just because I'm getting bigger. But, but definitely early on, like there was no carryover.
Right, people at YouTube are kind of just sticking to YouTube. That's weird because I figure Instagram is like the go-to social media nowadays.
Oh, for sure.
And really, like,
for sure.
Everybody's making their career on there. Fucking wild.
See, that's a great segue. Why don't we talk about